Okay, welcome. I am bringing you this brand new episode or brand new show. It's called BMS Podcast. That is short for Bamisoro, and that's a Yoruba phrase which means talk to me. I'm Ojoayo. I'm 26 and I work in tech. And I have with me my friend. I'm going to allow him to introduce himself.
Hi guys.
What's your name?
My name is Okwe.
I thought you were going to say OP. You know I was going to get onto you.
Well, the podcast is called Bamisor, so I feel like I have to
You have to
enunciate
represent.
correctly.
Yeah, because I
my
would have called you
people.
a partial Yoruba boy.
Sorry. When I'm in work, we go by OP, but for the this demographic, we'll go Okwe. Okwe is my name.
This demographic, as if you're not one of us. Anyway, we should probably address the elephant in the room. I may have or may have not been seen on a previous podcast, which I have now decided to leave, and I have left because of a conflict of interest.
Do you want to spill the tea?
No, there's no tea. There's no tea. I think for me, it's I just needed a space that I could be my authentic self, and I just needed the vibe to be right. Like I can't. I feel like it would be a disservice to whoever's watching me for me to just be, just not me,
Just not you.
just not me. Yeah. So the vibe had to be right, and I'll play somebody that I vibe with on a regular. So yeah. We are going to be, well, by the time we drop this, I know we're in the UK, but they probably would have announced the president of the United States.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, we're going there.
Yes, we're going there.
We're going there.
So if you had to choose, yeah, just soft landing, who?
There's no choice. It's Kamala Harris.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I asked a black person, guy, and I was like, who are you going to choose? He said, oh, he's going to vote for Trump. And I'm like, okay, why would you vote for Trump? And guess what he says?
No, tell me.
He said because he freed Kodak Black.
You see, we need to get our priorities straight.
No, for real.
We those people in America.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't actually say it because I'm American myself, but like those people in America, they're they don't have sense.
No, for real. Like
So-
it doesn't. I feel like it's so. It's shocking how much competition it is. Like, we should have been seeing that Hillary's winning by a landslide, but I feel like there's a lot of people
Hillary.
rooting. Sorry, come on.
You had the wrong the wrong race. We're in 2024 now, please.
Harris.
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Waltz.
Land.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I feel like it is quite disappointing that, there is any sort of competition because it's like she's literally the most qualified person. Like, and this other person is a joker. Like he's a jester. And he actually, I mean, I guess people find him funny. And I guess obviously there's a higher population of white people in America. So I'm not surprised by that. And I feel like there's also a lot of ideas about economics, but not a lot of people went to school. Yeah. Anyway, they don't understand how it works. So it's like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense that she's having to fight so much. It's so embarrassing, especially for the black people that are actually supporting Trump. It's like all the racist remarks that he's made, the laws about women's rights, because he actually employed. Well, I think he put the what's the judges, the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
he appointed them, and I believe it's because of that they actually ruled against abortions. Like personally, I would never have an abortion, but it's not my business if somebody else wants to.
Yeah, fair.
So it's like, yeah, it's quite disappointing. Anyway, moving on.
No, back to that.
Okay.
It's like he's just a criminal. He's literally a criminal.
That too?
He's a convicted criminal.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know why they want to elect a criminal to office. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like Kamala is definitely the better candidate for the job.
Mm-hmm.
She's more qualified. She knows what she's talking about. She's actually been in politics.
Like she from the ground up, like
Yeah.
law enforcement. She's literally been a government official her whole life. So yeah, and people are talking about, oh, why are you bringing celebrities to try and get the black people to vote? Because you people, what are the people that a lot of black people actually look up to?
But to be fair, I'll actually give Kamala props because she had Cardi come on her tour with her. I think it was yesterday, recently enough. But if there's anyone that you would get, like Cardi actually knows what she's talking about. She's really, really involved in the political scene. She's done her, like she has receipts and she can back herself. So
Yeah, I remember the last election. I think that's what I was thinking of. She was going for Bernie as well. So it's like she has been, heavily involved in politics and trying to get, the politicians on her platform and discuss all of that stuff.
And then you have Trump, who brings out J-Lo. And I mean, J-Lo's past relationship is Diddy. Enough said. So yeah,
yeah, it's so disappointing. Like people are actually,
her
I
track
don't know.
record.
I feel like black people, we need to stay on code.
Any black people that supports Trump,
there was
I'll
a
tell
time.
you now, you're a coon.
For real, there was a time that being a Trump supporter was actually a diss. Like people were embarrassed to say that, and now people are like, oh well. Yeah, we had money. We had more money when Trump. That was before COVID. Like, there's so many things that's happened,
I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I really don't get people that like that.
They're talking about the stimulus checks that they got from,
and that's why they would.
But it's not even Trump that gave it to them. It's like, oh, he was president when it happened, so it has to be attributed to him.
We honestly need to fix ourselves as a people.
We need re-education. Like some people need to go back to school
in America. Emphasis on in America. Us here, we have proper educations. I'll back that.
Talking about us here, so DAMI HOPE released a clothing brand that was called Snow Bunny. What do you think about that?
Why are you talking about DAMI? Why are you talking about DAMI?
It's a topic.
DAMI is a friend of mine, but like I honestly don't. I don't see a wrong in it. He's dropped out a reason as to why he's named it Snow Bunny.
So you believe the reason?
I don't have to believe it. It makes sense. Well, it makes sense to him. And if he wants to change what the meaning of Snow Bunny means, he wants to change what the meaning of Snow Bunny means. It's up to us to redefine what that word means, the way that we redefine all different words. What was cancelled like 10 years ago is not the same cancellation that happens now. So Snow Bunny then to Snow Bunny now, give it a different meaning. Me,
I have no problems with it. And I'll be honest. Like, do you guys realize that all the Dark and Lovely relaxers you used to buy, the owner or the person that made Dark and Lovely was not dark and probably wasn't lovely. You have like Aunt Jemima, made by a white person, did not look like your Aunt Jemima. Uncle Ben's, like there's so many.
It's not Uncle Ben.
Yeah, like there's so many like companies that have targeted black people as a market, and they haven't actually been like us or looks like us. And I feel like it's like, do you guys realize that we're not going to get any reparations? Like we have to reparate ourselves. So it's like I don't understand why DAMI creating I know he says that it's because the bunny is hopping or whatever. Collect their money.
I'm not gonna lie, those tracks
collect their money. Collect their money.
Those tracks are cold.
Like, people are complaining, you probably drive a German car, you do your grocery shopping at an European store, like your hair shop, the meat shop, like the places that you actually spend black pounds, they don't belong to black people. So there's no issue. Like, black people are what, like 3% or 5% of the population of the UK? So it's business. It's business. It's just business. And I feel like there's no law that says that a black person has to create brands or like create products that only target black people. That is so limiting to ourselves. Like, it doesn't have to be Nubian Queen every day. Like, we have products for that. Yes, people that have the idea for that product should go into making the products, and of course we'll support them. But because a black person does not create products that just targets black people, doesn't make them any less. Like, he's with a black woman at the end of the day. Like, take their money, take India back to Bali, round 2, pepper them. Like, I don't understand what the issue is.
Nah.
I actually don't get what the issue
I
is.
personally don't see an issue with it. I think the brand is cold. Those tracksuits are unbelievable. I even want to get myself a pair. But the issue is just the name. That people have an issue with the name. I'm not gonna not buy it because of the name. Like, first of all, he's black, so we're still supporting black businesses. I trust him to use that money wisely to big up other black businesses and like elevate his own business. Yeah, if you're not happy with the name, yeah, that's fine, but keep it moving.
Like, that's the thing. Like, if you're not happy with the name, you don't even have to purchase it.
Yeah, honestly, don't buy it.
But it's still a black business. It's still a black business.
And
Our bronzes are still in the what's it called, museum, the British Museum, and does not belong to the British. So it's like, if we're gonna make businesses that actually target other markets, then I really don't get what the issue is.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, exactly. I feel like we
buy snow bunnies. Really buy it, man.
Look at you doing advert for your friend.
Buy it, man. That shit is cold. It's so cold. Have you seen it? Nah.
And you know, in a way, I understand where some people are coming from, because obviously he's made some problematic statements in the past that he has apologized for. But I feel like you're about to be no more or something like that. Like, you can reprimand you can reprimand your kin, but you still have to you can't feed them to the wolves. Like, just because he said something, obviously he said some crazy stuff, but he's apologized for it. And I feel like a lot of people.
I also think what he said was a joke between him and his babes. Like, it's an inside thing that they.
No, there's been a few things that he said.
What has he said? What has he said?
There's been a few things that he said, so I get that. But I felt
like the main one was that, he won't marry.
No, that's the most recent one.
What was?
Anyway. There was yeah. Anyway, but yeah, there has been a few things that he said. So yes, it's just, I feel like you should be thinking about creating your own business. Oriental princess, Pakistani mami, hijabi habibi. Like, think about other markets that you can target. Like, it does not have to be just focusing on black people. Like, we actually have ideas that can, you know, I'm sure a lot of black people have ideas for other for whatever community that they're in, or whatever niche that they find. You can always, like, try and fill the gap in the market. It doesn't have to always target black people. So yeah, Megan Thee Stallion, it was recently come out that she lied about, well, it hasn't recently come out. I think her documentary recently came out.
Yeah.
And she said in there that she lied to Gail, about the whole Tory Lanez.
I think we knew that that was a lie. So
yeah. And I'm seeing people say stuff like, oh, that shows that she's not a credible witness. That shows that. It's like, people don't read. Like, she admitted it in court, 2 years or a year ago? And it's like, it's just come out now because she's put on a documentary, and they're like, oh, well, she's not a reliable witness, free Tory. And I just... It's like...
Personally, we been knew that. Mm-hmm. Tory did that shit. Mm-hmm. But the main reason why Megan was salty was because Tory did slept with her and her best friend. So
salty about what?
Well, okay,
having her leg shot, like.
But the main reason why they were having a fight in the car was because I think she'd found out that Tory had slept with her friend as well. Or
I feel like she doesn't even want to admit to sleeping with the guy. Like. Yeah,
she must be ashamed.
Yeah, she must be ashamed. I feel like that's quite normal. Like, I feel like they're just some people that when you really know them, the people that will literally walk right by because I don't know you. I don't want to be associated with you in that manner. And I feel like it's very, very upsetting that a type of, like, a life-threatening sort of violence could occur against a black woman, and the first thing you're attacking is her sexual past. Like, it's almost like there's a belief that you have to be pure, or you have to be, like, a virgin for you to deserve some sort of protection. Or maybe we have to be of a different race. But it's just, it's like, what the hell? Like, why is it even a conversation? And she said it's like she didn't know Gail was going to ask her that. And it's like, why would Gail ask her that? Like, why? Like, if the court asked her that, because the lawyers, obviously, because, you know, Tori's lawyer is going to cross-examine her. That makes sense. But, like, if they're asking about the shooting, it should be focused on the shooting because that now takes away from the conversation about the violence.
The interview, like, I'm not, like, Gail King is, like, she does interview, that's her thing. If she's an interviewer, I think she's well within her rights to ask her that question.
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because it minimizes the... It's like somebody saying, oh, okay, the R word now, someone with her husband is like, oh, but he's your husband. It just takes away from the conversation. It's literally a distraction from the conversation. And that's why even the defense brings it up, because they're trying to poke holes. They're trying to make her, like, look bad. So the jury don't see her as worthy of protection, basically. And I feel like that's why I'm saying Gail should not have asked her that, because she should have known. Like, she's an older woman. She knows how these things work. So she should have known not to take away from the violence that actually occurred.
I get it, but I also think Gail, to do her job as a journalist, and a top-tier journalist at that, you have to ask those questions. And yes, I think the problem lies with the fact that they're going to look into her sexual history because, like, in depthly to make Tori look like the victim. And I think that's where the problem lies, in the fact that just having, like, a sexual history, or a sexual history at that, will basically take away from you, like, her case, which is the issue, which is the problem that we need to basically solve.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't even realize that it wasn't even Megan that brought a case against.
Yeah, it was
Tori.
It was who?
It was the Department of Justice, whatever. Like, she didn't start the case. Like, it was just brought against him because
it was public.
He was public, 1, 2. He wasn't an American, and he was caught with a gun. Like, the gun was his, basically. And I think he was also on probation. But it just had, like, other reasons why somebody, especially in a public place, like, we have to realize that people, this is somebody's job. They've seen something so public. They want to be at the forefront. They want to, like, report. It's a career boosting opportunity. It's like, almost like Diddy's case. It's like, they've seen that he settled with Cassie, and it's like, okay, if I convict this guy, I can't possibly move up in my career. Like, that's a thing that lawyers do, basically. To take high profile cases, and, you know.
Cassie's been dead a long time, though.
Dead?
Yeah, Cassie was his wife that died.
Cassie?
Yes.
Cassie that sued him.
That's not Cassie.
Cassie?
That's not Cassie.
Who sued him?
I can't remember her name, but that's not Cassie.
What are you talking about?
The person that sued him was his ex-wife or ex-partner, but I'm almost positive that wasn't Cassie, because Cassie was the wife, like, his kid's wife that died. Okay, wait. Let me.
No, put it up. because. How can you say Cassie's
dead? Wait.
I'm waiting though.
I'm almost positive. No. Oh shit, Kim, yeah. Kim Porter. Kim is what I died. Sorry, Cassie, you're still very much alive. Sorry, it was Kim.
I'm very positive.
Wow, that's how I would have just lost my house on this if I backed it. Nah.
You're very confident.
I was
very confident.
Sorry. It was Kim.
Sorry. Loud or wrong.
Kim. Sorry.
I was like, Cassie.
It's the Yoruba in me.
No, this has nothing to do with us. This absolutely has nothing to do with us. But yeah, so it's like the same. It's a high profile case. It makes sense that somebody would want to prosecute him, and you know, he did a crime, and he's doing the time. Because Young Thug is free doesn't mean that they're gonna release Tory. And they're going to release him, like, in 10 years or so. So people should calm down.
Actually, now I have a question.
Okay.
So, Tory, Diddy... Are we still listening to their music?
I don't really have Diddy on my playlist. And I never really listen to Tory. So, I feel like that's an easy one for me. It's probably somebody that was, like, a fan.
Okay, R. Kelly.
No. I can do without his music.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Maybe it's just my age then. Because
Kimmy. Oh, the middle of Jamila.
I'm 20. I'm in my 20s.
Last year.
Don't say that out loud. Please. Don't really have that. No, so like Tory, like I'm not like a big Tory fan, but like there's still some songs that I'm like, oh shit, this is actually not a bad song. R. Kelly, the same. I mean Diddy, I'm not really a big rap fan, so
Yeah.
that can
To
go.
be honest, I feel like with Tory, um, do I necessarily think that he's like a terrible person? No, because I don't think he set out to do
To
something.
shoot her that day, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a messed up situation because he is convicted for owning a gun and firing a gun in a public place. So I don't really care if anybody listens to his music, but if you're still listening to Diddy and still
Yeah.
listening to R. Kelly, I'm judging you. I'm judging you.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, um, still speaking on microaggression against people of color. Have you ever had like any sort of feeling about that at work?
I don't know,
Like any incident that happens,
I mean,
unfair treatment.
the one
If
thing.
you're still working there, you don't have to say it.
The one actually funny enough. So I recently started a new job recently, right? So
More money.
of course. Of course.
Okay.
But so in the group chat, my name is clearly there, but someone keeps writing my name as Obi, and I'm just like, okay, I've corrected you once. He's also asked, oh, how do I say your name? And I've said it and I've spelled it out for him. But he still continues to call me and he'll be like, oh, Obi, how are you? So, and also the CEO of the company as well also says my name incorrectly as well. So I got up last week and there's a whiteboard. I wrote my name in big capital letters. And then underlined the P. Underlined the P, then wrote Obi underneath, and then crossed out the B. So that was a bit passive aggressive of me, but I just felt like, you guys, I've said it once, I've said it twice. Now I'm not taking any liberties anymore.
For me, I feel like in that kind of situation, yeah, you can't do that. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is misspell their name too.
Do you know what he said? Oh, hi. Oh, okay, let me not.
Not say the name.
Let me not. But he was basically like, oh, his name is Shane. Let me just say Shane. So I was just like, I started calling him Shan. I was like, hi Shan.
Yeah.
Hi, Shan.
Yeah, or spell it wrong. It's like, to be honest, I feel like, especially when you use like certain applications like Slack, it allows you to add the person in the chat. So it's very easy for people to not mistake people's names.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like
I think that's another thing. So it saves, like, when you add the person, it'll just come up as how you have the contact saved on your phone.
Yeah.
So unless he must have my name saved as OBI or OBE, I don't know, but nah, bro.
Yeah, that's that.
I correct, and I've also typed the message out for you, so you can't.
Lawsuit.
We're only there.
Money.
We've only been there less than a month, so let's wait for now.
Let's chill. Okay. With me, I would say that it's more about like, because I work in tech and I've worked in tech, or I've been in tech like my whole life. That was my favorite subject in secondary school. In college, I did computer science, and in college, I think I was the only girl in my class. And then at uni, it was like 8 or 9 of us, and then the number started to reduce towards graduation. But I feel like with me, I remember being in a group at uni, and we literally had to do a group work, and I remember we were having to write an essay, and they'll literally take off my work. Like, I would add my bits to the essay, and they would literally go off and delete what I've written, basically saying that my input is not regarded, is not respected, is not needed. And initially I was upset about it, but I was like, you know what? If they want to do the work by themselves, let them do the work because my name has to be there. I'm going to get the credit. Guess what we got at the end of the day?
D.
We got 33. That's a fail. I have never in my life failed a homework, a test, or an assignment. Never.
Actually, you have.
What did I fail?
You failed. Was your name not there?
Fuck you. Prior to that, I had never felt any, like, but prior to that, I've never felt anything. I was in shock. I still remember the number till this day. We got 33 over 100. And I feel like there was a certain level of, because the other guy that was there, like, they would always listen to him or whatever he says. Even as we graduated, I got the highest grade out of all of them. Some of them had to go back for masters because their degree was not cutting it in the job market. So yes, it was very disappointing. I feel like there are different moments like that where I would have to speak a little louder, or have to, like, put my things in writing, or even, like, contributions in meetings where, like, at my workplace, where somebody has to be like, oh, Miriam was actually speaking. And it's like, I love that he said that. I appreciate it, but I don't want to have to have someone fight for me. He's just very, I don't know. And I feel like for a long time, I sort of was, you know, I didn't speak as much. And I feel like when you're trying to grow in your career, you have to participate. You have to, like, because we have all these ceremonies that we do, and it just sort of conditioned me to just not do much, not say much, because I just felt like no one cares anyway, no one's listening. So yeah, and I feel like, obviously now I'm getting out of that space because, you know, especially becoming a senior, now people actually coming to me. I was like, oh, you want my advice?
Tell them.
So yeah, it does feel good, and it that whole situation, in a way, brings up some sort of, like, imposter syndrome, like I shouldn't be here kind of thing. And I remember, like, before now, I would get tasks and I'd be like, oh, they're gonna know that I'm a fraud. They're gonna know that I can't do this shit. And it's like, you know what, just start. And I do it and I finish it, and it's like, and white people, oh, that was excellent. Oh, that, and they're like, oh, okay. Stop it. But yeah, so yeah, those moments and the kind of feedback that I would get just started to improve my confidence a little bit, and just people pushing for me to get more responsibility, even though, being important at your job is not the best situation in the world. But the money is good. So I don't mind.
You don't mind? Has she buys her Birkin?
It's alright. Come to me. But yeah, so that hasn't been too bad. I feel like I'm slowly getting my groove at work, and being a person of importance. So yeah, I think it's unfortunate that women, especially Black women, have to go through that. I work in tech, like, it's dominated by old white men. Like, I've worked with a lot of men that are, like, probably my dad's age or older. So it's like, I don't think I've ever worked with a Black woman before. So it's just a very different experience. And my company as a whole is quite inclusive. Like, even in our training, there was, oh, don't ask Black women about their hair kind of thing. So they tried to, yeah. I was very impressed when I saw that. Inclusivity training, like, everybody has to do that.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of conversations about that. And obviously, those kind of microaggressions where they miss my name, it cannot happen. They will fire it up. They will fire you.
Yeah, I think, to be fair, I think I've been quite blessed in the places I've worked. I've been in places where, like, my managers have been, like, quite open and, like, quite inclusive and wanting to, like, have everyone share. Like, I work in, like, sales. Well, first of all, I started working in, like, social media, and then moved into, like, the sales aspect of things when I moved to London. But yeah, I'm just quite.
I mean, first of all, you're 6'3".
I'm 6'4".
Black
sorry.
guy. Oh, 6'4". 6'4"
Right,
black guy.
Get it right. Get it right. 6'4".
Like, naturally, a lot of people are gonna be. People are naturally nice to tall people. I don't know why.
I mean, from all the way down there, you're looking up at us.
Fuck off. But we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe, guys.
The name of the podcast is BMS the Pod. I'm gonna link everything. Where can I link it? Here. And he's up there. What's your Instagram handle?
OP1 Kenobi.
OP. You see? I caught him. He said it.
I
OP.
mean, okay. Context.
I'll link it.
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And mine is Odo Unlimited or Odo_Unlimited on TikTok. I'm gonna link all our socials. But thank you so much for watching. Catch you in the next episode.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Wasn't bad.
Actually, wasn't bad. Actually, wasn't.